We're here in the garage at the back of my 1992 BMW 525i Touring, and today we're going to be addressing a fairly common issue with these cars, and that has to do with the fuel tank strap rusting. Now there's only two straps that hold the entire fuel tank in these cars, so I definitely recommend that you inspect yours and make sure that you don't end up with what in my case is an entirely broken strap. But that being said, this should be a fairly easy repair, so let's go ahead and jump in.
So we're going to start all the way in the back with the fuel tank strap. As you can see, rust got to this one and it is completely split in two. Fortunately, the tank is still hanging in there. Now for this job, I would recommend starting by putting a jack under the tank as a whole before removing one of these to give it support. In this case, it's already gone, so I'm not super worried about it. But let's go ahead and get started with that. So on this end, it is one Allen screw, and then the other end, it kind of hooks on a little flange, but it's covered by this heat shielding, so we'll have to go through removing that in order to get to that hook. But we'll start on this end. So here's a better view of that Allen screw, and this is going to be a 6mm Allen. It's a little bit deep in there, so you are going to need some extensions to get to that, but it should pretty much be a straight shot from this gap between the tank and the bumper here. So just a little perspective, that's where the strap's coming across, and that is where your screw is. There's the old strap out. So now we have this half of the fuel tank strap left, and this is the half that hooks up on a little flange up in there, which we can't currently get to because of this heat shield. So that little hook you'll be able to see in just a moment, but we're gonna go ahead and remove this heat shield to clear up our area to work back here. So there are 4 nuts that mainly hold the heat shield on. There's 2 here on this side, and then there are 2 over here on this side. And I've already treated these with penetrating fluid to make it easier to remove them because this is a part of the car where things like to get rusty and crusty. So all 4 of those nuts are 10mm, and then there are 2 8mm little screws that attach these 2 pieces of heat shielding together. So you'll have to remove these as well. Lucky for me, this one's already cracked off, so I just have to remove that one up there. Now with all those nuts off, we should be able to just pull this heat shield off of here. Might take a little bit of flexing, a little bit of bending. There we go. Now with that heat shield out of the way, we can see here where this other fragment of strap mounts up to this bracket here. So the bracket that has the studs that actually hold that heat shielding on that we just took off is actually what this strap hooks to right here. So we'll go ahead and unhook that and throw that in the garbage. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and install the new strap. And one thing that I would highly recommend is if you order a new strap that you also get the replacement rubber insulation that goes between the strap and the tank itself to prevent rubbing the paint off of the tank and causing premature corrosion to this. It also likely prevents squeaks and things. So make sure that you get that part as well. You can also have these straps probably made for pretty cheap, but I went ahead and went the OEM route and just ordered one to save myself the time. So we're just going to hook the back, the same spot that we took the old one off. Then we're going to take this, it's going to wrap around, and then supporting the tank a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and get this bolt started. Now with it started, I can go ahead and drive it in the rest of the way. Alrighty, so that's all back in. Just a tip for tightening this bolt. It doesn't appear that it's meant to bottom out all the way. It's just designed to apply a tension. So once it gets down to a certain point where it starts to bind a little bit, that's the maximum amount that you're gonna wanna tighten that to. So now we're ready to go ahead and wrap this up by sticking this heat shielding back in. And with this heat shield back in, we are done.
So that's all that it takes to replace the fuel tank strap in your BMW E34. I hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future uploads. And until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video.